Hold on a second, let me get my paperwork ready here.
Wait. Yeah, this profiling crap, is that what we're looking at?
Did you have?
Oh, he's got one too.
Yeah, I got the narcotics thing.
All right, so what are we looking at here, Dale?
Okay.
What's happening?
Okay.
So,
Which one of these people does not look like a drug user?
All right, let me find my thing. Okay. Hang on, I haven't gotten to you yet. There's 1, 2, 3. All restricted narcotics except for. Well, you get to use them.
I'm allowed to use narcotic drugs and controlled substances, apparently because I'm a nice, clean-cut, Christian-looking boy. I did not get the check mark and the underscore for narcotic. I guess they weren't concerned. They're like, no, he's a nice, clean-cut little Christian boy. He won't partake of illegal substances.
Your owners are good to you, aren't they?
Yeah.
He's a fine, upstanding Christian kid.
These guys, meanwhile, look like dirty hippies.
He's picking up on your orientation and liking it. So.
Did you know you look like a dirty hippie?
I didn't know that. No, I thought I looked rather clean cut and professional.
He's got the pedophile mustache. Though.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Now I'm not going to look at him the same again.
Did you say profiling? I mean, what else do you call it? We were all arrested at the same time for the exact same charge.
Yeah.
No particular reason for any one of us to be none of us has ever not shown up for a court date or anything. There's no particular reason to give us different bail conditions that I can think of, other than what?
Yeah. It shows judicial prejudice right there.
There you go.
Here, please. This is a Class A misdemeanor allegation of criminal trespass at the House of Corrections. You asking for trial on this one? All right, we're going to take that as a not guilty plea and request for a trial. If you want the court-appointed counsel, the form is there. What's the bail now?
There's no bail now.
Bail will be $1,000 personal recognizance. You'll have to sign a bail bond before you leave, not to commit a federal, state, or local crime. One will secure all court proceedings if necessary. Keep us informed of any change in your address. What's your address right now? I'm going to ask you one more time. What's your address right now?
It's, I think it's 25 Central Washington Street.
25 Washington Street.
Yeah, the address here.
All right, we're not going to have any nonsense this morning. What's your address? All right, I'm going to take a recess. This is going to apply to everybody that's being arraigned this morning. Cooperation will be expected. There's some basics here. Anybody who doesn't want to cooperate, they're free not to. They'll also likely be found in contempt.
All right. You need to reset. Stress is too high for him already.
Mario?
All right, we left off. I was trying to get your address, just so I could give it to you.
My address is 161 Ashwell Drive,
What town is that?
Winchester.
All right, if you have any change of address, you need to notify us. Big trial, September 29th at 10 a.m. There'll be a notice outside for the trial on September 29th, 9 o'clock. That's right, 10 o'clock. The bail conditions are there. You need to have copies of those. You need to sign them. The bail bond is just 1,000 personal recognizance. You don't have to provide any money. You do need to sign them.
Can I read it first?
Sure.
Thanks.
You can take it back. You can take it to the back if you want to sign it. And you kind of give it to the bail, let the bailiff know. You have a pen?
Dale Everett?
Mr. Everett, this is a Class A misdemeanor complaint for criminal trespass allegedly at the House of Corrections. You're pleading not guilty, asking for a trial on this? Asking for a trial?
Not guilty.
Are you going to represent yourself, hire a lawyer, or you want a court-appointed attorney?
I'm not particularly inclined to participate. I do intend to show up.
Okay. Well, if you change your mind, then you want to change your mind and you want to apply for counsel, you need to come in, and that's the form you get. There'll be 1,000 personal recognizance. Pardon?
Are we on a flight list?
Now, it's personal recognizance. If you're a flight risk, we might have cash bail, but I don't think you are. You come to court whenever you have to.
I don't have to put up any money
No.
to avoid jail right now?
No.
Okay.
And if you don't show up, then they make the $1,000. If you don't show up, that doesn't happen very often.
I intend to show up.
And you have to commit a federal, state, or local crime, release, appear in all court proceedings when necessary. What's your address?
It's Christmas.
You got it at 60 School Street in Waldo?
That's right.
If that address changes, let us know so we can change our records too. Trial date will be September 29th. You have to sign these two documents. Make sure you get copies of those before you leave. And there'll also be a trial date notice so you don't forget to show up.
What is my signature?
Well, if you don't want to sign it, that's fine, but the record will show that you've been advised what the rules are, so if you don't want to sign it, that's okay. But you do need to take your copies with you. Now, what's it? Where are you going with those? Did you just not want to sign them and just get your copies?
Or not.
All right, well,
I
let's
don't
go.
know what I'll be doing.
All right, we'll just wait outside, we can make the copies for you and you take them.
Ian Bernard.
I'm appearing as Ian.
Sure. All right, charge is criminal trespass allegedly at the House of Corrections. You're asking for a trial on it?
I'm not asking for anything, but I may be willing to plead guilty. There's just some questions. I'm not a lawyer. I don't understand what's happening.
Oh, you've been here often enough, you know exactly what's happening.
I don't understand it.
All right, well, if you want to plead guilty, you have to talk to the prosecutor about a recommendation first before you do that.
I'm willing to, but I'd have to ask some questions. Have to have some questions answered. Or you're not willing to answer some.
I'm not willing to answer questions, this is just your arraignment tonight. If you want to put some questions in writing, motions, etc., the court will address those for sure. All right, we'll set a trial date for you, September 29th, also at 10 o'clock. $1,000 personal recognizance, that's the bail. You have to commit a federal, state, or local crime on release, appear in all court proceedings as necessary. Advise the court of any changes in address. Your current address is 63 Emerald Street, is that your name?
As noticed to the court, yes, but I don't consent to returning.
39 Central Square is not, Your Honor, 39 Central Square is not about address.
He said 63 Emerald Street, I think.
I put a notice in because of the other week, but then
That's a post office notice, correct?
that is a private address.
What was the number? 63 Emerald, number 458.
But yeah, I don't agree with the terms of bail.
Well, if you want to file a motion, ask to have them changed.
I just don't consent, that's all.
Well, you violate them at your own risk, but those are the terms.
Is consent required for all of this?
Those are the terms. Get your copies. You're welcome to stick around and watch the rest of the morning, or you don't have to. All right, the record reflects that you've been advised of what the terms are.
I don't understand the terms for the record.
Terms are clear.
James Johnson.
Mr. Johnson, this is a a Class A misdemeanor charge of criminal trespass allegedly at the House of Correction. Asking for a trial. Are you asking to plead guilty? Well, we have to set you up for trial, then. At least if you want to change your mind, you can go to court, we can deal with it after that. Today it'll be a not guilty plea. I'll enter for you, and then we'll set a trial date for you. And then if you want to file any motion, we'll be free to do that. Bail will be $1,000 first in recognizance. Not to commit a federal, state, or local crime on release, appear at all court proceedings when necessary. What's your present address?
163
163. The complaint says 161. Which one's the mistake? 161 or 163? 161 is correct. Pardon me?
They're the same.
If you're going to represent yourself, that's fine, but if you want to have court-appointed counsel, you have to come in and apply for it. You're certainly free to hire your own attorney if that's what you have to do. Pardon me? Okay, well, you're on record as knowing what the conditions are. In addition, you're not to have any narcotics or controlled substances. Wait outside for your trial notice.
No, sorry, it's August.
Mr. Johnson, your trial date is August 27th. There'll be a notice outside for it if you want to wait for it.
Sean Murphy?
Mr. Murphy, this is a criminal trespass charge alleging a Class A misdemeanor. Can you hear me? Alleging a criminal trespass at the House of Corrections on April 10th. Sorry, April 25th, 2010. You asking for a trial in this case? Like what? We don't have a jury trial in this court. If you have a trial on Class A misdemeanor and lose and you want to appeal, you get what's called a de novo trial. You can get a jury trial in Superior. You can start all over again with the jury instead of a single judge. There's also a procedure whereby you can waive your trial in this court and go directly to a jury trial. That's what you'd like to do. Okay, well, we have to talk. I'd like you to file a request in writing, so make sure, because I think you need to take a look at what the procedure is, because we have to have you sentenced to you first, and you have to have a hearing. Not to commit a federal, state, or local crime on release, bail will be $1,000 personal recognizance. You have to appear in all the court proceedings when necessary. We'll start off with a jury trial. They have a trial date here, but if you want to file a motion, we might have a hearing early and have to determine the outcome. What's your address? 69 Emerald Street. Is that an actual apartment? What was the number again? 359.
Sean, 63.
You not have any narcotics or controlled substances as a bail condition. These documents.
63 Emerald Street.
If you don't, you're on notice of what they are. All right, you're on notice as to what they are. If you violate them, accept your own error.
September 29th.
I'm going to tell you something else. Come back here. I'm sorry. Right. We'll let it go this time. If you can become appropriately dressed, and that's inappropriate for court. I understand.
This is my regular time.
Well, it's not acceptable to go with your regular attire. Come back that way next time. You can help me held in exam. I'm just warning you.
September 29th.
Freedom of expression.
Keep down, folks.
9:29 at 10 o'clock. There'll be a notice for you outside.
69, 63.
Your Honor. Your Honor. I'd like to make a correction. It's supposed to be.
I can't.
I'd like to make a correction to my address. Wrong correction. 63 Emerald Street.
What was Mr. Bernard's address?
63 is that where the postage shack was. I think that's.
He just, it's a mailing address.
Yes.
Richard Only?
Maybe name spell, is it O N everyone?
That's correct. Can you hear Ian? I've been having trouble hearing.
I can hear.
Can you turn up the microphone perhaps?
This doesn't, it's not a,
I just thought it should be public.
okay. Anybody can check the record. Mr. Only, this is a criminal trespass charge alleging trespass at the House of Corrections on April 25th.
Yeah, well, there's been a mistake.
Are you asking for a trial on this, first of all?
I'm certainly not asking for one, but
Well,
there's been a mistake. It says it was in defiance of an order to leave, which was personally communicated to him, and no order was personally communicated, including by Sergeant Deturis.
well, you can, that's what the trial will be done. If you can, the prosecutor has the burden of not proving the elements beyond a reasonable doubt. If they can't prove that, they're
Oh, I
not,
see.
they're not going to win.
Well, I even have film. I mean, I can show it right now and save everybody's
That
time.
may be the case, but
No.
if you have something to show the prosecutor at some point that may convince them they shouldn't proceed against you, that's between you guys. I'm just here to schedule your trial date, and then we'll conduct the trial at the time.
Oh, okay.
October 20th. It's your trial date, there'll be a notice outside. Bail's $1,000 personal recognizance, not to commit a federal, state, or local crime, or release for court proceedings when necessary. Can you provide with any change in address? But now your address is what?
About here.
Is it always on the complaint for 157 Church Street?
Yeah.
Is there an apartment there too? Or is it? Narcotics and controlled substances.
Oh, heavens.
What's that? All right, are you going to sign these documents? Okay, well, you're on notice of what the terms are, and those are the operative terms. In case you violate them, that's at your own risk. The trial notice will be outside for you.
Michael Siegel?
Siegel, this is a criminal trespass charge alleging a Class A misdemeanor for trespassing allegedly at the House of Corrections on April 25th. You asked for trial? Let's get the trial. October 20th, 10 o'clock in the morning, that's your trial date. You notice you outside. Yeah. The bail will be $1,000 personal recognizance, not to commit a federal, state, or local crime on release. Proceedings when necessary. Advise us of any changes to your address. For now, your address will. Is your address 26 South Main Street, 164 in Concord? Refrain from narcotics and controlled substances. Are you going to sign these documents? Well, if you won't, I'm not going to force you to this morning, but you're going to be on notice as to what they say, and what they obligate you to accountability. So, sign them or not, take copies of them or not, but you're on record going to the expectations. Pardon me? Okay, you're still welcome to take copies of this one. Just ask for them outside. Okay? No second. Class A misdemeanor complaint. This is a handwritten complaint. Were you able to make out what the legends did? Did you get your copy?
Yes, you said that
All right, that's called more of a summons than a complaint. So that's what they probably handed that to you when you so that's yeah. So, but I need to know that you're able to read the copy that you do have. You're able to make that out. So it alleges a criminal trespass at the House of Corrections on April 25th, Class A misdemeanor. You asking for a trial? You can get a jury trial. There's two ways to do it. One is to have a trial here and lose, and then you can appeal and have a jury trial. It's called a de novo trial. It means that it's starting all over again. You have two opportunities to win the case. The other way to do it is to waive your right to a trial in this court, accept a guilty finding, and then you can appeal, and then you can have your jury trial. That's all right. I just want to let you know what the two procedures are. That's all. The notice outside for an October 20th trial at 10 o'clock. Bail in the meantime is $1,000 personal recognizance. Not to commit a federal, state, or local crime under the superior court proceedings when necessary. Advise us of any change in your address. And now your accurate address is. That's your street address accurate. From any narcotics, controlled substances. Are you going to sign these documents? Pardon me? Right, well, you're on notice as to what the obligations are, what the expectations are, and what the consequences could be if you violate them. You are also, even if you don't want to sign them, you can get copies of them outside. And also, but don't forget the trial notice. It's 3 months in the future. So.
Difficult to actually have a public trial. Can we repair the sound system and try this again?
Well, we don't have an amplifying system here.
Oh, okay. I'll just speak up so they can hear me.
Okay. It doesn't amplify. Great. All right. So the one charge here is a criminal trespass charge at the County House of Corrections.
That was a false arrest.
Okay. Well, that's being no process, so you don't have to worry about that one.
Well, I do.
Well, it's up to you. There's also a possession of marijuana charge. I can't tell, is that you bring that as a Class A or a Class B?
Which false charge? No frost.
Okay.
You have your copy of that there?
Yes.
All right, so the X is between the Class A and Class B, so I just want the need to distinguish. The allegations are going to go for the Class A misdemeanor, so make sure you break off that.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, I would actually like an attorney.
We can apply for one, or you can certainly hire one. There's an app. Hang on a second.
Because yeah, it said knowingly possessed a controlled drug, and I had no idea that was in my pocket. Okay. There's a form, if you want appointed counsel and you qualify, you need to fill out this affidavit here. If you don't fill it out, you're not going to get a court-appointed attorney. It has to be filled out totally Here and now?
before you leave this morning.
Before I leave this morning?
If that's what you want to do. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to fill it out.
Well, I may. I'll have to ask.
There's also an ordinance matter here for possession of drug paraphernalia that'll go along with that. Hang on a second. We'll do one at a time here. We're going to do set a trial date You also have us operating with a suspended registration charge and operating under suspension charge here too. Have you been arraigned on those new?
No, I haven't, and driving on a suspended charge is completely wrong. It says I was driving on a suspended Michigan driver's license. I don't have a Michigan driver's license. That was that ceased to exist when I got my South Carolina.
Hang on a second, we may not be working from the same documents here. I've got a complaint from May 4th that alleges, and I can't tell what the X is. Is that a Class A?
On the, which one?
The suspended registration?
That's a violation.
Okay, that should be reviewed.
Yeah, also I'll need copies of these documents which are legible.
You can certainly ask for copies outside. The one that had suspended registration, did you get
Suspended registration.
Yeah, suspended registration.
Yeah, an authorized suspension is a violation.
All right, so that's a Class B. And there's also a charge, that doesn't mention Michigan, right? This just says operating a minivan.
Oh, that's the suspended registration.
Right, the
Oh, I
operate-
was responding to suspended license.
The suspended license talks about, says if you were suspended because of a default on a court summons in this case. It doesn't say anything about Michigan.
Let's see. Suspended.
You schedule all these trials for the same date. On these cases, you don't get an appointed attorney for these because they're not Class A misdemeanors to hire.
Okay, so we're scheduling the two operating of motor vehicles charge.
Yeah, let me just finish it, because we have some leftovers of work we have to deal with, and then we'll get to try this through.
Let me just get my stuff straight here. Now, you were saying that the criminal trespass we got rid of because that was a false arrest.
Right.
Okay.
Well, I don't know why it's being got rid of, but it's gone.
Okay. That was,
So you left actually.
and the drug paraphernalia was, I'm sorry, I'm having trouble keeping
All right,
track of
let me-
this. I'm not the attorney.
Let's
Okay, and marijuana was not guilty, so I didn't realize
Mr.
that.
Paul, if you just wait for a second.
Okay.
All right, you've got marijuana possession and paraphernalia. Those are alleged to have been back on April 25th. The marijuana is a Class A misdemeanor, so if you qualify for appointed counsel, you'll be entitled to an attorney on that. You've got the two motor vehicle cases, operating with a suspended registration and operating with a suspended or revoked license. Those are from May 4th. We'll schedule your trials for the same day on all those, okay?
Okay.
Let me just hang on a second, I'll give you that date, and then we can move to the next complaints. August 27th at 10, there'll be notice for you outside on those, and we'll do a bail order in a second on those. Okay, I'm just going to set those aside for a second, so we don't lose track of these. I had an earlier possession of marijuana charge. We pled not guilty, and not guilty plea was entered. All right, just to remind you, I have a trial on June 11th on that case.
June 11th?
Yeah.
On which case?
On the allegation of marijuana possession at 17 Washington Street on October 17th. That's a Class B, that's for the Class...
October 17th, so that was Pumpkin Festival?
I don't remember.
Well, the first one was September 26th. What happened to that charge? I got picked up on a bench warrant, and I had to continue.
Let's do things in order. I'll deal with your questions, but I have to, let's resolve things in order.
Well,
All right, so June 11th is the trial date. So that's coming up. That's on the marijuana charge from October 17th. That wasn't in Pumpkin Fest. I don't know. All right. So that's just a reminder. That's a Class B misdemeanor. So again, you can hire an attorney, but you can't get a court-appointed counsel.
Okay, doesn't that violate the Constitution? It says in the
Actually,
Constitution.
as far as I-
Actually, they'll pass it.
The U.S. Code.
But they'll pass it. That's just pending there.
Let's check this Class B order now.
Well, you see, this is illegible. I'd like to ask for a new disclaimer.
You're gonna get-
This paperwork
You can
is
get
badly done.
You mentioned that before, and I told you you can get copies outside.
Well, will it be correct, though? Because this one
Yeah.
says it's both the Class A and the
What's
Class
going
B.
to get copied is this white copy, which is the
The
original.
September charges are passed. October charges are Class A. November charges are Class A.
Okay, so you are, I understand correctly, you are entitled to apply for an attorney on the June 11th case, but it's getting close to, you better get on that if that's what you want to do.
Okay, June 11th.
June 11th trial, June 11th trial for Class A, right? Now,
Okay.
we're kind of moving backwards in time. Now you had a
Well,
charge.
that's what government does.
Yeah. You have a charge from September 26th, which is a Class B misdemeanor for marijuana possession. That's on Central Square allegedly, as I say, September 26th. And that was, is that on the trial? Okay, so you have two trials on June 11th.
Okay.
I guess we're holding some bail money on you for that.
Yeah, it was unfortunately, I went in and applied for continuance on those two cases. They were scheduled for the same day. On one, I got a continuance. On the other, I got a bench warrant.
All right.
The prosecutor said he was done with me. I would really like that bail money back.
Okay, why don't you, if you file something, you can take a look at it. See if oh, did somebody else put up the money for you?
I paid him back. Your debt is to me.
No, actually, the paperwork is, we'll need to have the person come forward. Who was it?
I actually don't know who who actually raised the money.
And David Krause.
Okay, Krause is on the paperwork.
Is he still around?
Krause? I don't know. I think I can get some Krause. I'll see what I can do.
Well, I mean, technically, our records show it's his money posted as a surety for you, so we have to get that worked out.
So I should come back with him to the mail.
Yeah,
Okay.
sometimes we can do if we get a letter or something, the people outside can explain that to you. Ask when you get your copies of these complaints, that's them out there. So your trial date is going to be on these new charges. All right, August 27th, gave you that. Bail be $1,000 personal recognizance on these. You're not to commit a federal, state, or local crime on release, or court proceedings when necessary. Advise us of any change in your address. Address for now as well.
My address for now is 816 Elm Street, Manchester, New Hampshire.
And that's me email.
Apartment 112. That's what I want.
So if that changes, you need to let us know. Not to have any narcotics or controlled substances, you need to know that if you violate those terms, possibly you have to be bail revoked. You can sign these or not? You can sign these documents, the personal recognizance bond or the bail bond? You plan to sign them?
I don't know. I probably
Okay, well,
have to read.
I've advised you, well, you can certainly, I've advised you what the terms are. The terms are not going to change. If you want them to change, you'll have to file a motion, and you're welcome to get your copies outside.
Still, a verbal account of the terms doesn't substitute for reading the contract.
For today, it will, based on
You're asking me to sign a contract that I do not understand?
It's not a contract, it's an order. It's an order, it's not a contract.
What am I acknowledging by signing?
It's a one-way street.
Okay. So you're saying that it's entirely without prejudice of any right that I may have now?
You can file a motion. If you don't like it, you can file a motion. Go outside, take a pen in your hand or a typewriter or whatever you have and file it. I'm done with you. Go outside and get your paper.
Did you get all my pleas? Did you get all my pleas?
I'm assuming I entered not guilty pleas for you. You didn't enter any pleas, so I'm obligated by law to enter not guilty.
Fair.
This program is brought to you by FreeKeen.com. FreeKeen.com features audio, video, and blogs chronicling the transition to a voluntary society. FreeKeen.com also has comments and discussion forums so you can be heard. FreeKeen.com.